Hey guys, this is Paul and I am one of the mentors here at All In. And today I'll be reacting to one of our mentees reading her UC application that actually got her into UC Berkeley. So it's gonna be awesome. Let's check it out.
For me, creativity often means wrangling the chaos and unpredictability one faces in life and making it enjoyable.
So even from the get-go, you can see that she's already trying to answer the prompt. And I like that her answer is succinct, and I like that she's putting her own twist into this prompt, right? In a sense that, it's not just about producing, something that's new or solving problems, but it's about wrangling chaos. I love that use of word wrangling. It's as if chaos and unpredictability are these animals that that she has to handle. So I like that. It's an interesting, I think, word image to really capture the audience's attention at the beginning.
In 2021, I participated in Hackapalooza, an online hackathon. Since it was held internationally and the organizers were based in the US, I had to stay up from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. to join the event. This year's theme was to hack the unnecessary, to make something seemingly useless but original.
So here, we're getting some more context about, what she is going to talk about in her essay. And we start, getting information about what experience this is. She's joining a hackathon. We're getting some details about what she had to do, staying up super late, and what the prompt was. And all of those sound quite interesting. So it's not just a boring rundown of,
okay, I had to join this hackathon, and then, there were so many people, and, I had to do this, I had to do that.
But there's an interesting twist to it, right? In the sense that, you have to make, something that's useless. That already is an interesting prompt. And then the fact that she had to, basically adjust her sleeping hour, that adds more and more interest to, I think, what she's going through. Her own experience becomes more interesting.
I started reaching out to other participants and eventually formed a team. And we began to brainstorm potential project ideas.
Okay. What I like about that line is that she's actually showing initiative, right? And I think oftentimes that's a pattern that I also see with other successful UC essays, in the sense that you want to show that, you are a go-getter. You are the one who's taking that first step. You're the one initiating a conversation, initiating the forming of the group, and so on and so forth.
One that stood out amongst our brainstorming process was a Chrome extension that would convert texts written on websites into emojis. The program would read the texts on a given web page, match the words to the closest and most relevant emoji, and display the emoji instead. We called it the Emojimizer, a fun spin on the concept of information overload. The youth of today are often bombarded with news, entertainment, and social content. What if there was a way to take a break from all of this and turn to the websites you visit into nothing but a string of emoji? The Emojimizer makes sure you will never be able to understand a website again unless you really want to.
Okay. So this paragraph is more about what her project was about, and how she sort of participated in the hackathon. I think one thing that stood out for me is that she's not simply okay. So this is a little bit cheating, right? In the sense that I don't think she's adhering completely to the prompt, because what she's making here is somewhat useful, even though it's useless. But like I like how she's actually sort of like connecting it to like a broader like social phenomenon, right? And she's saying like, well, like as teenagers today are getting more and more bombarded with like news and like social media. How do we take a break? Like how do we step away from all of that information overload? And so like in a way, like this solution shows that hey, she can take something simple and actually really make a social statement from that. So that shows not only her creativity, but also her social awareness. And I think that's certainly one of the things that helps make her stand out.
This sounds absurd, but the project was technically challenging. To speed up the matching process, we had to build our own text-to-emoji dictionary, a workaround that pushed our JavaScript and CSS knowledge to the limit. I also knew delegation was pivotal due to the time pressure, so while my teammates were fixing the bugs, I worked on the product details and recorded our product pitch.
Okay, I think this is also like a really important but oftentimes overlooked aspect of the UC essay. So you don't want to just say, oh, I did this, but you also want to explain how did you do it, like explain like the thought process behind it, right? And so I like this that here she's not just saying, okay, we built this. What did we build? But she's also giving us like an insight as to how did she do it? What were some of the challenges? And she said, well, okay, she was pressed for time, and so she had to delegate. And I think that's helpful in terms of seeing, oh, she's not simply someone who's creative, someone who knows how to take the initiative, but also someone who can work well with other people.
A few days later, the results were announced. We really did it! The Emojimizer won first place in Hackapalooza for the most creative hack among the 134 participants. In contrast to the other projects, the Emojimizer's simplistic yet captivating nature managed to win over the judges' hearts with its unnecessary charm.
Okay, so that is, I think, like a good sort of like place to end. So you don't want to just say, okay, this is what I did, this is how I did it, but you also want to show like what's the impact, what's the result. And for her, like this achievement, right, like winning first place and like also giving us the context of, oh, this is out of like 100 plus participants, that shows that, oh, okay, so she's quite competitive, she can compete at the international stage. And so being able to just highlight in a way that is succinct and effective the level of your achievement is important.
In a solution-driven world we live in, creativity at times means pulling the handbrake and forcing ourselves to rest through absurdity if needed be.
Okay, and the last part is just like a good send-off. So like she started out like quite philosophical, and so she ended also philosophical. And yeah, you can sort of like see this sandwich that she is forming with her narrative, right? So you have like the philosophy, like how she views creativity and why creativity is so important today, but then also we see like something that is very, very concrete in the middle, which is like her experience, her achievement, and how she did it. Well, all right, guys. So that's one of our mentees reading her college application that got her into UC Berkeley. So if that's been helpful for you guys and like you guys are looking for more insights and strategies and ideas that you guys can use to ensure that you guys are maximizing your own college application, please make sure to share, like, and subscribe. See you guys.